Hi, and welcome to definitely wrong way. And today I'm gonna tell you about the 10 things I love. Can I do it on one foot? Whoa, I can do one. Can I do two? Whoa, I can do two. Can I do three? 10 things I love about electric unicycles. So let me tell you more about it. Alright you guys, it's a beautiful day here in Warszawa in Poland, and if you have been following the channel for even the shortest amount of time, you know that I absolutely love these. But maybe you do not know that I also have other means of transportation. I also ride a small longboard, I guess it's called shortboard then. I have 3 bicycles right now, but that's definitely too much. I need to sell some of them. I have a push scooter, not an electric one. I use public transportation. I use a car every once in a while. That's the method of transportation I least like.
I fucking hate this car. I fucking hate this car. I hate it. I hate it.
But if it comes to just going around the city, especially many points, one after another, going off-road, going somewhere without the need of exercise, most of the time I still choose this. So this is not a matter of, you know, ideology or just proving a point. No, sometimes I still use the longboard, I use the shortboard. Oh, there's another wheel. Cheers, guy. Cheers, man. Awesome suit. What a coincidence. I mean, encountering Lilo on a unicycle, like, that's the beauty of Warsaw. There's lots of unicycles here. But where was I? Oh yeah. At the end of the day, most of the time, I still choose the EUC, knowing that I have all of these other means of transportation available. So why is that, you might ask? See that incline? Right, so reason number 1 is right here. Traffic jams. Don't you love them? Don't you love to be just stuck in there without being able to get out of it? I mean, driving inside of a city with a car is already a pretty bad choice, unless you have to like carry millions of tons of stuff. But traffic jams are one of the big reasons why I use this. I am just free to go wherever I want on, you know, a bike path if I go slow and careful, or on a sidewalk. It's actually legal here in Poland if I go even slower and more careful. So I can always avoid an obstacle, I can avoid a traffic jam, I can avoid an accident which builds up a lot of traffic. I mean, EUC gives me the full freedom to go wherever I want in the city without needing to worry about traffic. The second reason why I love EUCs has got to be the ride. Now, I tried a bunch of vehicles before, you know, you name it, jet skis, bikes, scooters, and nothing really comes close to the feeling of riding, whoa, a electric unicycle. Be it in the air, be it on trails, be it just in the city, be it off-road, there's nothing really that compares to this ride. You have to try it. I know it seems scary at first, but believe me, I've been there. I tried motorcycles. A car really doesn't appeal to me at all in terms of, you know, the pleasure of driving somewhere. But this thing, whatever you do on it, you go slow, you brake, you accelerate. This is just a feeling that is inexplicable and hard to pronounce. And I truly am in love with riding on an electric unicycle, even 5 years after I initially started. The first day I got it was amazing. 5 years later and tens of thousands of kilometers later, it's still a bliss. All right. But the next thing I wanted to touch upon is the right amount of exercise. Now, if you want to go from point A to B in a city, you want to be like in a good mental state. You don't want to be super sweaty and draining you, so you're not so present on the spot where you want to be. So on the electric unicycle, I very much have a choice whether oh my God, sand. Whoa, come on, keep on going. Oh my God, that was a lot of sand. Ah, damn, I landed on a beach. Okay, I don't want to disturb people too much here. Maybe I'll just go around a little bit. So yeah, I very much have a choice whether I will sweat a lot and have a lot of exercise or not. While on a usual bicycle, well, either I go very slow and I still sweat quite a bit at this point, or I go fast and then I get exercise, which is also nice. But I want to have a choice that, you know, if I want to be somewhere in a more frivolous, can I even say that, pace, then I just don't want to arrive somewhere like done and needing like 10 or 15 minutes to recover. And at the same time, I don't like to just sit down in a car. I just hate it so much to be just sitting and doing nothing, or in public transportation. So on the EUC, it very much feels like the middle ground. Now, only off-road and hardcore terrain I can really get my heart rate up, but definitely not like on a bicycle or when doing exercises. But in order to do exercises, I do them in my separate time. I don't want my travel time to be my exercise time. I have a separate time for it, you know? Here, just using your core and possibly going off-road or doing some more tricky stuff, you can still have your exercise, or you can just choose not to have it, and then you will arrive at your point of destination not sweaty, well rested, and that's what I really like about EUCs. Now the next thing I love about EUCs has got to be the form factor. I mean, there is no question about it. I have just one wheel strapped with a bunch of batteries on the side, controller, lights, everything is this, and this has like 90 to 100 kilometers of range. You will get nothing that comes even close to the level of, you know, performance and excitement in a smaller form factor. It just doesn't exist. I have suspension, I have a trolley handle to push it around. You know, I can have 4 of this in a row instead of 1 bicycle. It's crazy. Compared to electric scooters, compared to e-bikes, the form factor is amazing. And if you live in a small apartment or you're just out of, you know, space, then your best other type of transport with limited, you know, amount of space would be either a one-wheel, which is also electric, or just a skateboard, longboard, electric skateboard. But nothing comes close to the performance to form factor as this. It's quite crazy. All right, so a lot of people think that those things, because they just have one wheel, they don't have any performance. But let me show you this. Oh my God, I can't see the speedo. 10, 20, 30, 40. Those things are fast. Now, just on this street, I wanted to accelerate a bit more because it's empty, but you know, on bike paths, I just ride slowly. I ride as fast and usually a lot slower than road cyclists, so like between 30, 35 kilometers an hour. But those things, they freaking rip. And especially if you want to go off-road, I mean, the torque is there. Like the inclines that this can tackle, and even braking, look at that, I'm going 40. Oh, I stop. It's so quick. Now the next reason why I love EUCs turned a little bit against me, because EUCs are a conversation starter. Wherever you go with this, you go to a party, you go to a restaurant, hell, you're just standing at a traffic light, people will ask you questions. So if you're going to an event where you need to socialize, where you know you're the new person around, if you go on your EUC right away, perfect icebreaker. Why it sort of turns against me is because sometimes I'm just not in the mood to talk. Like, I'll be polite, I can answer your questions, but sometimes I'm like, let me just be me and not answer any questions. So a double-sided reason why I love EUCs. I believe we are already on number 7. So number 7 on the list, why I love EUCs, is that they're so cheap to run. I mean, the initial price of getting one is pretty expensive. You can get this one at One Ride, the Bigot Extreme, for about €3,000, depending on the discounts that are currently there. You can always use my coupon code WRONGWAY to get an additional 5% off. I do not receive any kickbacks actually from this. I just work with them and I support their store and I support what they do in the EUC community. But once you get them, the cost of electricity of running one of these is extremely low. So I have about 2 kilowatt hours, 2.4 kilowatt hours on this unit. And if we count in for all of the imperfections of charging, loss of efficiency due to heat and charging and blah blah blah, let's say I use 3 kilowatt hours for 100 kilometers. Well, then if you count it with just your electricity rate, in Poland, worst case I would say is a quarter of a euro. Then 100 kilometers just cost me under €1, which is insane if you think about it. Oftentimes I am a bit of a Scrooge. I just choose the EUC instead of taking a bus or a metro, not only because I need to worry about schedules then, but also I just don't want to buy this additional ticket, and I'm kind of lazy of buying a monthly ticket and then not using it. And so yeah, running one of these is pretty cheap. Now of course, if something goes wrong, then you will need to pay for it, and the initial cost is quite high. But at the same time, e-bikes can be pretty expensive. Now a tire needs to be changed, in some cases every 3,000 kilometers, in some cases every 10,000 kilometers. This will cost you about from €25 ranging up to 50 to 70 euro for the most expensive tires. But still, this is about it. Woo. Next thing I really love about EUCs is the endless possibilities that it gives me. So not only can I jump on it, which I can't do on a scooter, I can ride backwards, I can do spins, I can try off-roading. There's just so much stuff that you can do on an EUC. You learn something on both feet, well, try it on one, try it on the other one, try it without any feet at all. And this is one of the only vehicles where riding backwards is just so easy to do. I mean, you can do it on one wheels too. You can ride switch on snowboard or skateboard, but this is just so reliable. I can pretty much go as fast forward as I can do backwards when I get the training in. So therefore, especially compared to scooters, I really love the fact that I can just learn so much on an electric unicycle. And this thing never ends. So if you're one of the people that like to progress, that like a bit of challenge, then well, the EUC is for you. I wasn't really sure about the 9th thing, so I'll combine 2 things into one. So it's a list of 10 things still. I don't know, maybe that's the wrong way to go about it, but that's just the idea I had. So point 9 is the trolley handle. So when you are done with riding and you want to go somewhere into a store, you pick up your trolley handle and you can just push this thing around. It's also a big help in the trails, pushing it up a ramp next to stairs. The trolley handle is, just turns it into a luggage and makes this thing one of the easiest vehicles to push around while walking. It's still heavy, it weighs 40 kilograms. So sometimes I do prefer just pushing my bike around just because of the weight. But here the motor sort of helps you out to push it. So there isn't really any rolling resistance. You just need to watch out to the sides and then you can also turn it around. So that's point 9, and point 9.5 for me is the simplicity. I don't have any remote for it. I don't have a throttle. I don't have brake levers. I don't have gears. I don't have any oil to change. Well, unless it's a EUC with suspension that has oil in it, like a spring oil dampening system. But even with that said, I just have so much less things to worry about. Like as said, how the throttle works, how, do I need to bleed my brakes? I really don't like brakes. Disc brakes. When it comes to maintenance, that's something I had with electric scooters. Now with bikes, I think they work a lot better, or motorcycles. But for me, my favorite is just to not have them at all, and I just like lean back, gather my energy back into the battery, and that's it. Not only is it very satisfying, but it's just very convenient. I think just, how a EUC is built with the controller, the battery, the wheel, the very small amount of parts, it's just very satisfying to me. It's very simple. So that is something else that I love about electric unicycles. All right, you guys, so the 10th reason sort of encompasses all of the prior things that I said earlier, and that is that all of the points I mentioned here are possible with just one device, the EUC. And let me show you what I mean by that by saying how the situation would look like if I did something. Well, let me try the pendulum here. Slowly down. Come on, pick up. Oh, that was a bit short. It's a 35-degree incline, by the way. Going down slow, and come on. Oh! Tire is not the best for concrete, but at least we tried. I'm very stubborn. Let me try again. Maybe here. Oh, I think this is a good spot. Going up, going down. Oh yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. Try again. No. Oh, endless possibilities. So yeah, if I go somewhere on my shortboard, I typically just ride it very close by, or I include it into public transportation. But then I'm limited to the buses, to their schedules, where I need to go, at what time I need to go back. And this very much takes away the freedom of movement for me. If I take a car, well, I just take it really for long distances if I need to haul a bunch of EUCs and go to some trails. Because, taking the car in the city is just pointless unless you need to transport a couch or, I don't know, something else. And I really hate sitting in the car. I hate traffic. I hate finding a parking spot. So yeah, very much takes away my freedom right there too. The motorcycle, I need to partake into street traffic. And if you've ever been to Warsaw, it's very hectic here, and the police doesn't really do the best job of catching speedy criminals. So no, I just feel too endangered on a motorcycle. I don't want to fall from a high speed onto tarmac and die. So I tried it. I had a motorcycle a while back, but I don't have it anymore, and I'm happy about it. When it comes to e-bikes, I never really, I had an e-bike for a longer time, but it never really clicked. I think maybe it's the pedaling, maybe it's the handlebar, maybe it's the size of it and how difficult it is to get in and out of my apartment with one, because, doors and stuff, but it's all doable. But I don't know, for hauling stuff, definitely better, but I just don't like sitting all that much. And on the EUC, most of the time I stand, and I stand symmetrically, or I can sit. So again, more choice, but e-bike is also great. So kudos to e-bikes, and also regular bikes. I have a set 3 of them, and I often use them if I need to go somewhere and just lock it outside. That's definitely a pro to the bike sort of situation. When it comes to scooters, electric scooters, I just don't really like how they ride. They're really uncomfortable. They have small wheels. The only scooter I really liked to ride was the Dualtron X, and that thing was humongous and nonsensical. For me at least, okay? I'm sure that there's plenty of you that enjoy it, that are happy owners of the Dualtron X. For me, it was just like too big, too bulky, too heavy. It doesn't seem like it should be on a bike path anyway. So there it's mostly the ride, and the fact that I have a handlebar and it's very twitchy, even with a steering damper. Like here I have my hands free, I don't worry at all. I'm here in the world, I'm traveling through the space and time continuum. It's magical. An analog scooter. I tried it, I have it. I wanted to have it as my backup sort of thing that I ride when I pick up my EUC if it's broken, but didn't work out at all. I just don't like to ride scooters for some reason. I prefer the longboard. An electric longboard, nah, I don't like the remote. I don't like to charge separate stuff. Wheels are too small, ride is too bumpy, really not capable off-road compared to a electric unicycle. One wheels, yeah, I can't ride downstairs with them. No, I can drop maybe, but they're really lovely. They're really small. They are also a great way to ride around, and props to all of you one-wheel users. I just never get around to buying one of these because I had the EUC, which has better performance. And if you want to see a video about performance comparisons between one wheel and EUC, even a Vesk wheel, one wheel, then type in the comments. And as we are getting a very chill afternoon, and the Swifties are going to the concert, Taylor Swift is in town. I think I forgot to tell you why I love in the end the combination of all the things on the EUC. So the thing is that if I want to go to the trails, I take it, and the journey to the trails is fun as well. I can take it shopping, I can go to my friends' places, I can visit the city, I can go from point A to B to C to D to E without getting tired if I want to. I can go downstairs, I can do tricks. It's just all encompassed in one small micro-mobility device. So many Swifties. So with that said, those are my 10 reasons why I like the electric unicycle so much. Come on. And if you're still here, leave a like on the video, subscribe to see more content like this. Let me know what are the things that you love about the electric unicycle, and I'll see you in the next video. See you soon. Woo!